I think pretty much every prequel fan or person who grew up with the Clone Wars has always dreamed of a big LEGO Star Wars clone army, and so did I. For years I was in the exact same spot, and now I can really say that I'm very proud on what army I was able to build throughout the years that I have been a LEGO Star Wars collector. And before I'm gonna show you the full army in detail, I just wanna say that the army is great no matter the size. So as I already said, this is years of constant collecting and also a lot of money that I'm very sure could have been spent more wisely. So don't feel pressured in any way from my army, as I also for the longest time was dreaming of an army as big as some of the armies that you see on YouTube all the time. And a cool army is just like a cool collection. Size doesn't matter that much, and it's more about the passion, the display, and also the genuine person behind it. But now, let's get into each of the legions of my LEGO Star Wars Clone Army 2025 edition. So in total, if you count every single trooper, or at least every single soldier of the Army of the Republic, I have 384 troopers here. Some of them are Senate guards, which, if I remember correctly, aren't clones, so you could count 4 less. And also, I have Admiral Yularen here, which is also not technically a clone. So you could also say that these are like 379 clones, if you just want to count the clones, but in total it's quite a big number, and it's almost scratching the big 400. But now let's start with the full army. At the front of the Phase 1 section, I have the clone commanders from the Clone Wars. I have Phase 1 Captain Rex, Phase 1 Cody, Phase 1 Wolfie, and also Phase 1 Gree. I'm just missing the Phase 1 Fox, and I only really want one version, so I don't really care about the second one that is more expensive. And behind that, we have a total of, I think, 35 of the Phase 1 Clone Wars clones, and I just love them. They look so awesome, and they're so nostalgic to me. I really love this design, and I'm happy that I have quite a big amount of them. Behind the Clone Wars section, we have the Sergeant, Lieutenant, Captain, and Commander from the 2013 clones. All pretty cool clones, and also some are very expensive. And behind that, we have a couple of the newer Phase 1 clones from the accessory pack, and also some other random Phase 1 clones that are just left over, which are pretty cool. And behind that we have the clone cadets from the GWP, and also a bunch of pilots with, of course, the new one from the V19 Torrent, and also a bunch of other pilots from the 2013 gunship, and some Clone Wars pilots and stuff like that. Moving further up in the army, we have some Wolfpack troopers and also my second Phase 1 Wolfie. I have 2 of those because I had a pretty good deal where I got him for around $4, which was an insanely good price. And also 2 Wolfpack troopers, which one has incorrect legs, but still pretty cool figures. Behind that I have a bunch of Phase 1 gunners, which are also super underrated in my opinion. I love this helmet print and they are just so cool. They come from the very iconic Clone Walker Battle Pack. Behind that we have a bunch of Bomb Squad troopers, 11 in total, which I also really like and I also think are pretty underrated. They came in the same battle pack as these Horn Company troopers, which are also once again super underrated. They even have some lag printing, which is insane for the year they came out. Super cool printing, nice details, and I really love the color. Behind that there are some ARF troopers, some of the red ones and some of the white ones. Also pretty neat troopers, which all have a pretty cool helmet design. Behind that we have some of the best clones that LEGO has ever made. These are the ARC troopers from the battle pack with the red ARF troopers, which are just amazing. 2 cloth pieces, amazing printing, nice helmet that I believe is exclusive for this trooper, and overall just super cool troopers. Behind this we have a bunch of the Phase 1 Captain that came in the accessory pack. And yeah, because I wanted a bunch of Phase 1 clones, I have quite a couple of them. I didn't really need them, but yeah, they just came with the accessory pack and so they are in my army. Of course, in front of every army there needs to be Senator Palpatine, with a bunch of Senate guards behind him. One is the captain, one is also from the battle pack from, I believe, 2015, and the 2 behind them are the ones without leg printing. They come from the Venator playset from back then. They have been pretty rare, but now, because they have been released in a battle pack with even some leg printing, yeah, they're not that special. Besides that, we have a Phase 1 gunner, which is kind of a captain here because he doesn't really fit anywhere else. Behind that we have quite a couple of the new Phase 2 clone troopers, of the clone trooper grunts. There are also some other ones from previous sets, but most of them stem from the 2024 battle pack. And I love them. It's nice that we finally have a way of army building them. They look so cool in mass, and yeah, I'm really happy about the amount I got here. Behind that we have some of the 187th Legion clone troopers from Mace Windu, 4 of the airborns, and quite a couple of the normal troopers. I also got a pretty good deal on them. This is why I have so many. And I just love the purple look of them. The purple color scheme is so cool, especially in mass. I'm very happy with the amount I got. Behind that there is the new Phase 2 Bly from the MTT, and also a bunch of his troopers. I still want to army build the 327th troopers, and just the same for Bakara and his Galactic Marines. I also want to army build those. I hope we get some kind of army builder set for them, because it would be really cool to get some more of these troopers, because buying the Juggernaut for them is pretty tough. Behind it we got one battle pack amount of Geonosis troopers, which I also want to get a couple more of, but they're not really canon, so yeah, I don't care that much about them. Next up we have one of the most beloved clone legions, which is the 501st. At the front I have the old Phase 2 Captain Rex, which is a pretty rare figure, and also 5s from the 10-4 hallway diorama. Behind it we have a lot of the 501st troopers from the battle pack back then. Fun fact, I haven't bought a single battle pack when it was on shelves. All these troopers have been bought loose or just some used sets. I don't know, I always pushed it back, and so I never really bought a set when it was new on shelves. Pretty insane, but yeah, I've managed to get a good amount of them. There are also a bunch of the older 501st troopers, which I also really like. And of course also a bunch of the Jet troopers, which are also pretty cool figures. Overall, the 501st battle pack is pretty iconic. It started the whole clone army era that we are in right now, and I'm pretty happy that I got a bunch of those. Behind the Jet troopers, I have the 3 32nd clone troopers. One of them is worn with the incorrect visor, still need to change that. A bunch of them are without the helmet holes because I bought a couple of the AATs, and some of them are with the helmet holes as I bought one of the battle packs. I still want to get a bunch more of those because I really like them, and I also want to build a mock with this kind of Venator hallway scene with Ahsoka and everything, but maybe stay tuned for that, as I will put some videos about this out in the future. But yeah, I really like the amount that I got, but I still need some more just for the project that I'm planning. But overall, cool troopers. Heading back to the golden age of LEGO Star Wars 2014, and we have some troopers from the Kashyyyk Scout Trooper Battle Pack, or just the Kashyyyk Trooper Battle Pack in general. A bunch of scouts, which I love. I love this helmet mold, the printing, everything about this trooper is perfect, and I hope that LEGO brings him back in a good way. Behind that we also have a bunch of these Phase 2 troopers. I still need Commander Gree in Phase 2, which is a shame to not have him in front of the army. But yeah, I think this is one of the troopers that are very high on my list, at least. Then we have my biggest section of one legion, at least what I believe. We have Clone Commander Cody, Phase 2, with a lot of 212 troopers. A bunch of them from the Utapau Troopers Battle Pack, which are some of my favorite clones. And a bunch of them from the newer 2022 ATTE. And of course also a bunch of these airborne troopers, which look phenomenal with the printing and the waist cape. Yeah, I love the 212 troopers. I love the old battle pack from 2014. The orange looks so cool in mass. And I love this big section of the 212 troopers. As I said, some of my most favorite clones ever, and yeah, such a high quality back then. I love this. Moving on from the 212 troopers to the Bad Batch, we have Tech, Hunter, Wrecker, Echo, and of course Crosshair, and also Omega. I still don't get why they chose to do Crosshair in his Imperial look, but yeah, it is what it is. Then we have 2 other Captain Rexes, one from the Venator, one from the Microfighter, some of the 504 specialists, and also Admiral Yularen. And then the last section in this army, we have Clone Commander Fox with the pink print on the torso, pretty disappointing, and a couple of Phase 2 Shock Troopers, which are also some of my favorite Clone Trooper designs. I love this vibrant red that really catches your eye. It is a nice pop of color, and just, the whole pop of color from all of the Clone Legions is pretty nice. And I love the red section. It's nice that you're finally able to build a nice army with them, with the battle pack and also the magazine that came out in Europe. Yeah, it's great. I'm very happy with the amount. I still want to increase it a little bit, but yeah, overall I'm pretty satisfied with what I got here. Now, of course, when it comes to Clone Army, I also have a bunch of vehicles. I don't have everything assembled because, I don't have the space to display it. For example, a bunch of the TX-130 tanks, I don't really have them built or set up. These are the tanks from the Republic fighter tank set with the Mace Windu troopers. And also a bunch of walkers and battle pack builds that I don't really have built. But I have the UCS Venator on display, of course, and I love this set. It looks phenomenal. I also have a 2013 ATTE, which was so iconic back then. And I really got this set before the remake came out, because I would say the remake is better. And this is also why I have this one on display. I love the new ATTE from 2022. It's an amazing set. And of course I also have a bunch of gunships. I have the 2013 one, which in my opinion is probably the best gunship they've ever made, in play scale at least. It's a phenomenal set to play with. It looks amazing on display, and when filled up with clones, I love this set. There's also the newer iteration of the gunship, which is the Coruscant Guard gunship, which is nice, and I modified it to have 2 doors and some bubbles on the side. But yeah, it's not as great as the old one. Still a cool set, and especially on display with the red look, it looks really cool. And as I said, I modified it, so I really like the 2-door look and not the open 1-door look that LEGO went with. But overall, it's still a pretty nice model, and yeah, if you can get another gunship, I still can recommend it. I also have the New Republic Juggernaut on display, which, yeah, if you have seen my review, I'm not the biggest fan of, but still, it's kind of a cool look on the shelf. I also have the old Venator from the Playscale model from 2010, I believe the set came out. And I also have the UCS gunship next to the Republic Cruiser, if you want to count that as a Republic vehicle, which is from episode 1, so not really from the Clone Army. But the UCS gunship is here, and it's one of the greatest UCS models ever made, in my opinion. Get way too much hate, but yeah, this is a topic for a different video. So now this has been my whole LEGO Star Wars Clone Army for 2025. As I said, I didn't show you every single vehicle I have, because not all of them are assembled, and yeah, I think the main focus are gonna be the figures. I think this must have been every single Clone Trooper I have in my collection, at least if I didn't forget anyone. Some of them are not on display because they are pretty yellowed, and yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of yellowed Clone Troopers because they just destroy the look from the clean ones. Otherwise, I'm in love with this army. It's been a long time, and as I said, a lot of money that have been put into this. And it's a nice dream that came true to have such a big army. It's of course going to be extended next year. We of course are going to hit the big 400 and maybe even 500. I don't know. I still want to build up some legions of this, especially some of the new ones that LEGO has just put out. Yeah, I love Clone Troopers, and while it's pretty normal for people to have clone armies, I just love the look of a lot of troopers, especially clones, because I grew up with the Clone Wars. But now I hope you enjoyed this video, and please let me know down in the comments below how big your clone army is and what you think of my army. Is it impressive or is it just pretty small compared to other YouTubers? Let me know down in the comments below. And also feel free to let me know if you want to see some other armies from me. I also plan on doing a Separatist army, a Imperial army, and also to show my Rebel army, because I think some of these armies are pretty underrated to build, and I also have to increase my numbers for some of them, and they are not going to be as big as my clones, but yeah, I still think this could be an interesting topic. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did so, I would highly appreciate a like to support the channel, and if you don't want to miss anything and you're new, please consider subscribing, and other than that, have a great day.